Hey, what's up ladies and gents, Spoony Pizzas here. Now, Super Cancel, you may have heard of it, you may have even used it, but the real question is, do you know the full extent of Super Cancel in eFootball 2026? If you've never used Super Cancel, listen carefully. By the end of this video, you will have the potential to be 10 times the player you are today. Of course, it's not instant. This is a gradual process, something you learn, adopt, and then master over time. That's why I'm going to be breaking this video down into clear sections. Starting off with beginner basics, you can start pulling off moves right away, and advanced techniques that will separate you from almost every single player you face online. The key is this: don't be afraid to use it. You will make mistakes, you will get frustrated at times, but when you finally master Super Cancel, you're going to elevate yourself beyond 90% of the player base. You're going to start winning more than 80% of your headers against players who don't use Super Cancel. You'll be able to change direction in a split second, evading defenders and creating plays others simply cannot dream of. You're going to sprint faster, stronger, sharper. It's just like hitting the afterburner on a jet. You're going to defend smarter, you're going to learn new ways of intercepting passes, and make micro adjustments all across the pitch that your opponents won't even notice until it's too late. Like I said, Super Cancel gives you an advantage in ways most players have never even seen before. Now let's talk about the prime reason Konami designed Super Cancel in the first place, and it's right there in the name. It's all about cancelling actions. Anytime you commit to a command, whether it's a pass, a cross, a shot, the game locks you into an animation. Normally, once you've pressed the button, you're stuck, but with Super Cancel, you can break out instantly. For example, let's say you lined up a long-range strike. You hit shoot, but at the last second, you notice your opponent is stepping up to block. Instead of being forced to take that wasted shot, press R1 and R2 together on the PlayStation, or right bumper and right trigger on the Xbox, and the shot is cancelled on the spot. Now you've got options then. You can cut the ball back and catch the defender completely off guard, or you can disguise it, cancel the shot, and then immediately slip a through ball while your opponent is still bracing for the strike. Now technically you can cancel shots by pressing the pass button, but here's the difference. Cancelling with Super Cancel creates a much bigger reaction from your opponent. They'll commit harder, and you're going to see lunges, blocks, even full-on dives, because to them the shot looked guaranteed. And that's where you punish them. By cancelling, you've just baited their movement and opened up the space. One of the most effective things you can do, especially online, is cancel passes and through passes using Super Cancel like you're seeing here. If your opponent is constantly cutting out passing lanes, this is going to give you so much more time on the ball and keep your opponent guessing, allowing you to pick your passes carefully. Sprinting with the ball at full pace took a big nerf in version 5, but here's the secret. You can boost your top speed in your opponent's half by holding Super Cancel while running with the ball. This isn't a theory, it's been tested over and over in past versions, and it still works today. Not only do you hit a quicker burst of speed, but your player also becomes tougher to knock off balance. It adds a layer of resilience to your dribbling that most players don't expect. Take Dinelson for example. Normally he's lightweight and easy to muscle off the ball, but with Super Cancel active, he's able to hold his ground, resist the pull, and keep driving forward instead of being shrugged aside. And that's the difference. It's not just an attacking tool. Super Cancel works brilliantly off the ball as well. Defensively, activating it turns your players into battering rams. They can brush past opponents, shoulder through challenges, and knock players off the ball, all without the referee blowing for a foul. It's a clean but powerful way to win back possession, and once you get used to it, you'll wonder how you ever defended without it. Combine Super Cancel with the slide tackle button, and your player will slide exactly in the direction you push the left stick. This is perfect for blocking low crosses or sliding it at a better angle when chasing back in a one-on-one situation. To finish off the beginner tips, when you're playing against the CPU, hold Super Cancel and your player will drop off the AI radar. That means you can sneak into space, intercept passes out from the back, almost like you're invisible. When you're separate from the ball, Super Cancel takes your player off the in-game rails. That gives you freedom, but beginners will often overrun the ball. Here I disengage the lock to let the ball roll and keep the momentum alive. Now that you know Super Cancel gives you full freedom of movement, just a quick tap during goal kicks lets you step in front of your opponent, and it's perfect for winning the header and clearing to safety or finding a nearby teammate. Here's something most players don't know. If you get stuck behind an opponent, keep tapping Super Cancel and your player will nudge them forward, making them misjudge the ball's flight, and suddenly you've got possession. I've absolutely mastered Super Cancel to win headers. Watch here how I win 3 headers in a row that lead to this goal. First, a cleared ball. I have less reaction time because I can barely see my player, but I still get there using the Super Cancel sprint. The second one's an easy one. You only need a quick tap of the Super Cancel, move slightly towards the ball, and you're going to win every single one of these type of headers. The third, I charge in with Super Cancel, bump into his back, and the ball drops perfectly for a free shot on goal as he's knocked to the floor. You can use this for defensive headers too. Just look how I deal with his long throw into the box. I wasn't expecting it, but with Super Cancel, I'm able to get in front of his man and win the header. Once you understand that Super Cancel gives you the freedom of movement, you can start getting creative. Here, I deliberately run around the edge of the pitch before latching onto the ball. Why? Because it leaves my player facing goal, balanced, with better accuracy and more power on the cross. If I'd stayed on the game's rails, my player would be stuck at a 90-degree angle, off balance, with a much higher chance of a miss kick and a much weaker cross. So that's the intermediate level use of Super Cancel complete. Now let's move on to the veteran or pro scene use of Super Cancel. Here I use Super Cancel to step in front of my marker, win the header and guide it into the top corner. Without it, my player would have stayed stuck behind the defender. And let me just add that early crosses from this area are perfect because it allows you more time to react and get your player in front of the defender. Now you're probably wondering why I'm showing you more headers in the veteran section of this tutorial. It's because heading from goal kicks when you have 5 seconds to position your player is one thing, but when you only have a split second to do the same from crosses and flick-ons, it's an entirely different level. Here you're going to see me deliberately move out into that sort of early cross area that I pointed out earlier before playing the ball in, and that just gives me loads of time to position my player in front of his, getting the header on target, but it's a smart save from the goalkeeper. And here a high cross with the outside curler by holding the right bumper and press the lofted pass button, or swing it into Havertz, and this time we're going to see the impact of Haaland here. So I'm waiting here for Haaland to make his run. Then I'm going to play an early cross in. And I use Super Cancel here to get ahead of the defender, knocking the ball down. It's a smart save from the goalkeeper, but managed to score from the follow-up. And here's an online match where you're going to see the real effectiveness of Super Cancel come into play. So using Super Cancel to bring my player in off the wing, win the header, and pressurize him using Super Cancel, getting that speed burst, closing him down. Again, long ball to the winger, knocks the header down. Get a little bit unfortunate here. Good save from the goalkeeper. He clears it back out. But once again, as soon as this ball goes back in, Super Cancel. Get in front of my man. Super Cancel again to draw my player across. And then play the reverse pass. Now let's move on to the mastery level of Super Cancel. Now here you're going to see an example where I do not use Super Cancel. My striker will sit behind the defender, and the defender will clear the ball easily. Now we're going to witness the true power of Super Cancel. Watch as this ball is fired in at record speed, and then Bebeto, who is behind the defender, moves in front of the defender to get his strike on goal. You saw this clip earlier during the fake shots, but I bet you missed the crucial detail. I used Super Cancel to shift the direction ever so slightly. That tiny adjustment here lets me cut across the ball, slip inside the defender, and completely evade the tackle. And it's these small marginal improvements that you're going to make to your game that are going to unlock so much potential. And here, look how I quickly change direction. I move as if I'm feinting one way and then move back across. That creates the gap for me to get the shot on target. Here's another example of me cutting across the ball as I receive it. And then that allows me to cut inside instead of drifting out wide, and then I'm able to bend a shot into the far corner. In these next 3 clips, what I'm trying to do is allow the ball to drop to my feet before striking. So what you're going to see me do here is follow the flight of the ball instead of coming towards it and heading it out from further away. I'm trying to get the ball as close to goal as possible before shooting. Now the first attempt I was a little bit too quick on the trigger and shot too early, but here you're going to follow me, watch the flight of the ball, and then I'm going to come in as the ball drops to volley it. And here against Division 1 rank 584 opponent online, I was able to scoop a through ball over the top, again follow the flight of the ball, wait until it drops, and then able to sneak in behind. Not only are you getting the benefit of following the flight of the ball, but you're also getting the speed boost as well. This is Pedri and he is not fast. You can use Super Cancel to move towards the ball and do these sort of quick turns like you're seeing here. And now we're going to get into some super advanced stuff. Is like when you cross the ball in, I'm going to use Super Cancel to cut across, evade that tackle, and then finish bottom corner. That is absolutely insane. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Super Cancel. From basic control to headers, interceptions, and all those creative little tricks I've shown you, makes it the single most powerful tool in eFootball 2026. At first, you will make mistakes. You'll overrun the ball. You'll miss time headers. Maybe even cancel when you didn't mean to. But stick with it, because once you master Super Cancel, you're going to be dominating matches in ways most players can't even imagine. So get into training, practice the drills, start using it in every game until it becomes second nature. If you learned something new today, drop a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which Super Cancel trick you're going to practice first. And as always, I'll see you on the pitch. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.